It's a new age for the universe.
Hey, La, how are you, man?
Doing so well. How are you?
I'm good, man.
It's been a long tour, but I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us.
No, it's my pleasure.
Yeah, something that's been thrown around is that you've been ideating this concept for nearly 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And it just made me genuinely curious if you could go back and show a cut of this film.
Oh, that's cool.
To that the first time that you came up with that log line.
That'd be cool.
How do you think you'd react to that?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that my the sort of younger me who was like dreaming that this could be possible. I think you'd think it was all right. I think you'd be happy.
Yeah, not a bad thing to see all those like characters that you're thinking of like come to life, right?
No, it's always it'd be interesting because it's a shocking evolution. Every single thing you do, you have this concept of what it is, and then by the time you actually make it, takes on a life of its own.
Absolutely. And, I want to talk about the production design because, the term retrofuturism, I think, is thrown out. And
it's absolutely correct.
The creature design, the costumes, the wardrobe, I really fell in love with the world that was created.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if that was always your intent to kind of create this like style within this.
Absolutely.
universe. Absolutely.
I had this really specific kind of retro sci-fi. I want to put. I always was trying to put fantasy first, before technology. Even though like there's tons of technology is everywhere. I was really interested in the mythological, and I think that that's what you get in the end with something like this is that you end up with this kind of really cool. It's almost like a diesel punk kind of mix with fantasy. So it's difficult to label exactly, but it's when you see it.
Yeah, but it does have like a uniqueness to it, right? Which I really love. So something I've loved in like past interviews of yours, in when you're like doing it from your home office, you have all this like memorabilia in the back, right? Like like cinematic memorabilia. And I'm wondering, what is like the piece that you treasure the most, and is there anything from this production that you'll cherish in the same way?
Absolutely. There's a bunch of stuff that I love. Like I have like Leonidas's helmet, like Jerry's actual helmet that he wore in 300, and Rorschach's fedora, and I have like the katanas from Sucker Punch, and I have like Batman's batarang, and I have Superman's the first print of the S, that we did, and the Kryptonian guns from Man of Steel that Weta made. They made our guns for this movie too, which they do a great job with guns, space guns especially. So I have that big picture on my office wall, of course, of Wonder Woman from the Crimean War that we took, that Steve Berkman took. So I love it. And then from this movie, I have a couple things in my office right now. I have Noble's like bone staff, I have that. I have Cora's pistol, and I have like a sign from Providence, just this weird wooden sign. I don't know how it made it to my office, but it's like this ratty wooden sign, and the kind of Imperium writing that looks like it's hand done on a sort of aged wooden sign.
Love that. You just need a full-on Jimmy now somewhere.
Well, now we've built a few full Jimmys. It's funny because like I love that in post-production or in marketing, I like come down to the state or to a event like we were in Brazil, and there's Jimmy, like full Jimmy.
Yeah, antlers and all.
Like amazing. I'm like, oh, we couldn't do this on the day. Like we couldn't afford like a real Jimmy on set, but it's cool to see him now.
Yeah. I'm curious because, this is your baby, right? Your own IP. I'm wondering, did you always intend to shoot it yourself as well?
Back in the day, I mean, probably for a long time I did because, when I was in commercials, I was a director cameraman. So it was like, that was the way I worked a lot. And then when we came to make movies, they said, well, you can't be the DP and the director. That's frowned upon. And so I have amazing collaborators and friends, Larry Fong, these genius DPs. And so it was just fun. It was fun to work with him. But then when Army came along, after Justice League, I just felt like I wanted to sort of like get back to my roots a little bit, and so I shot that movie. And when we came to do this, I was kind of in that head, and so I just said, "Oh, what the hell? Let's do this one too." And so it was really fun. I like shooting, so it's fun.
Yeah. I just have to say this. In 2007, you came to WonderCon, and when I was still in San Francisco, I got a signed poster from you. It was on my wall up until I moved to LA.
No.
Very full circle moment to
That's
meet you
awesome,
today,
buddy.
man. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations
Appreciate
on your
it.
film.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Who among you is willing to die for what you believe?